So, Sonic Origins. Just gonna put this on real quick. And this is the best Sonic collection ever made. Okay, I can explain. Sonic Origins is a collection of the main classic Sonic games: Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and the long-awaited Sonic 3 and Knuckles, being re-released for the first time in more than 10 years, being the last version the Steam released in 2011. We will get to that. Unlike your normal collection, this collection is special because the games represented here are not their original versions. These versions are ports of the fan favorites Christian Whitehead mobile ports of the first 3 Sonic games, coming with widescreen, a new improved engine, and a ton of extras on quality of light changes. But sadly, the version of Sonic 1 and 2 stayed on mobile, and Sonic 3 had a proof of concept, but it never came out. Well, at least that was the case until June 23rd, 2022, where we got Sonic Origins on all modern consoles and Steam, finally giving us those PC versions that we always wanted, and completing the classic saga with a full widescreen remake of Sonic 3, done by the amazing people at Headcan, that also worked on the mobile remakes and Sonic Mania. Christian Whitehead was too busy doing some other projects, but at least Stealth and his team got to finish what they started. And yeah, I think people don't like this game. If you have watched my content over the past few months, you have probably noticed that I reviewed every single version of Sonic 1 and every single Sonic collection. And if you are new, well, hi, subscribe. I have a lot of videos coming that you guys will love. But going back to my previous comments, as someone with current experience with Sonic collection and ports, and as someone who loves the classic game so much I can notice the smallest of changes, I think I'm the perfect person for the job. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to explore Sonic Origins to its very core. Is Sonic 3 broken? Did Sega Stealth? Is the big $45 price tag worth it? Is the DLC stupid? And why are people so mad? The answers might surprise you. But enough introductions. Let's look at Sonic Origins. Before anything, I need to mention that the version I'm playing is the PC Steam release. Remember that. And that my entire 100% playthrough was live on stream, which you can see the bot right here. Just also why Kirby is here, so don't mind him. With that out of the way, let's go! One of the biggest things collection needs is some outstanding presentation. I mean, Mega Collection is basically carried by that alone. The music and the menus are still perfect to this date. And get used to me comparing Origins with the other collections. This game already has a huge floor of quality to pass. I don't blame anyone if they feel underwhelmed when we have fantastic collection like Jams and Gems collection. But at the same time, it's important to note where those collections fails and how Origins improves on that. And speaking of improvement, one of the first things you will hear about this game are the wonderful new animation brought to us by Powerhouse Animations and the wonderful Tyson Hess. And yes, they are amazing. Every game, including the collection itself, has a new opening and ending animation that are not only beautifully animated, shout out to that amazing lighting way better than the flat colors of Sonic Mania Adventures, but they also have expanded the lore and give the classic games more context that we only see in other media or we just assume. And okay, I want to talk about those animations a little bit more in depth, so skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid probably the only spoiler in the game. Yeah, there's not much to discover in 30-year-old games. Done? Oh my god, these animations are sick! Sonic 1 explains how Sonic first met Eggman, why he decided to go to East Island, and it finally explains why there are only 6 emeralds in the first game. There it is! Yeah, not much to explain one of the biggest mysteries in the Sonic series, but at least it's something. Sonic 2 actually shows Tails getting bullied and how he learned to fly, something not even the movie could do. And Sonic 3 shows us Eggman tricking Knuckles with some really cool evil Sonic and Tails designs. Not that evil Sonic! I do have to admit the endings of both Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 left me a little disappointed. Sonic 2 literally shows the direct crash, which is already a cutscene adding the mobile port, and Sonic 3 shows a pretty funny cutscene with Eggman, but I won't lie and say that I really want to see Super Sonic or even Hyper Sonic. CD also doesn't have anything super special, but that game already has 2 big cutscenes and the new ones here. While not add much of the plot, show us some really cool things like Amy playing with tarot cards and Sonic flying his plane. Only took us like, what, 28 years to see that, but I'm happy that we did. And oh my god, that Sonic Origins ending. The way all the characters interact with each other, the way Sonic moves, that theme up at the end with Sonic Mania theme playing in the background, and that final shot, perfect, all around perfection. And speaking of music, the legend T-Lopes is back, once more to deliver some amazing remixes during the cutscenes. And I didn't mention this before, but the original intro and outro of Sonic CD is still here in its original 4:3 ratio and stunning visuals. Way better than the original Christian Whitehead port, with its muddy colors and stretched to fit the widescreen view. This restoration comes from the Mad Lads as Discotheque, experts in the industry of restoring old media like anime, and they did not disappoint. But for some reason, they are 10 times louder than anything in the game, so that's stupid. Not that I get it either way, I was still singing those songs, even the chat couldn't hear me. And also another change that at the outro the music starts right away, while in every other version the music starts playing until after Little Plants gets released. Better boss, but Sega told them no, you have to stay true to the original. HTML clear Sonic CD. Except for Mega Collection! That version of the outro doesn't have the credits, so they probably start the music earlier to hear more. But then why would Origins also do the same thing when this game does have the credits? No idea. Hi, post-production Sonico here, and well, while I was editing this part of the video, my mind kept going and I found out something super interesting. So if you go to the museum in Origins and you play the outro for Sonic CD, well, see here, there's no credits. And what happens when there's no credits? The music starts earlier. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't start at the same point, like for example the one in story mode goes with the the slow piano part, and this one goes straight to the lyrics. But yeah, I found that so curious that we have both versions, the version with the slow piano and the Mega Collection version, which goes directly to the lyrics. So that's cool. After seeing the intro, you get introduced to the main menu. I like it. It follows that Japanese box art aesthetic that I love. It's that perfect blend between messy and clean that this game nails. And another cool detail are the different islands, so the backgrounds being faithful recreations of the locations where the games take place, full of references from the different zones. And even the museum and the story mode got the islands of Sonic Spinball and Sonic 3D Blast. And when you beat some games, you can change their look to reflect the endings. You can even see characters like Sonic and Tails and summon the islands if you have the deals. We will get to that. Other than that, I have some big problems with the presentation. A minor one being how the options are next to the museum, which makes no sense. And the biggest one, this game looks like ass! Okay, that might be an exaggeration. The problem is that we don't get perfect pixels, making the game more blurry than it's supposed to, and anti-aliasing makes it even worse. It's fine when you get used to it, but this is so weird seeing how Mania got it right while giving us a really cool CRT filter that is also missing here. I have some other presentation issues, but I will talk about them as we go. Moving on to the main selling point of this collection, the games. As mentioned earlier in the video, we have 4 main games: Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And because I counted them in the other collections, we also have Knuckles in Sonic 2 and Blue Spheres, with Blue Spheres having a new mode called New Blue Spheres, which is basically Blue Spheres but with widescreen. Knuckles is now just in Sonic 2 instead of being a whole new game, and he also appears on Sonic 1, with Tails also being playable in Sonic 1 and CD. No Knuckles in Sonic CD. I mean, makes sense if he wasn't in the original Whitehead port, but just goes to show how Sega just took the mobile ports and put them in this collection, and when I say that I mean it. The only changes that are here includes the coins replacing lives, letting you retry special stages and unlock things in the museum. You expected me to yell about lives, then you would be completely wrong. Infinite lives are great for everyone. For the newer players, limited lives can ruin their experience. I have seen a ton of people dropping classic games because of getting to the end of Act 2 just to get a game over and going all the way back to Act 1. That's annoying. And for people like me that are good at the game, then lives are already useless. I end most of my playthroughs with 40 lives, give or take. What do I gain by that? And retrying special stage is such a good feature. especially with games like Sonic 1 and CD where you get very limited chances to get the emeralds. It's a feature that people like me won't get much use. I mean, in my stream I only failed special stage 4 of Sonic 1. Little flex, but proves my point. And even if you don't want to cheat, just don't. It gives you the option to retry or not to retry. Would I be mad if there was an option to change between lives and coins? No, more options are always good. But in this case, life just hurts the games. The other big change is the drop dash from Sonic Mania, which adds a ton to the game. This move has the same amount of game-changing power as the spin dash. It completely changes how you play the game. In Sonic CD and 3, for some reason, the drop dash in 1 and 2 has a roll lock. For those who don't know, roll lock means that when you roll or do a spin dash and then you jump, you can't change your direction in the air. This feature was on the original games and it was preserved in the mobile pods, which is fine. I much prefer not having it at all, but I can't complain since it's an important part of the classics. Well, the problem here is that Sonic Mania didn't have roll lock, and because of that you could change your direction after a drop dash, making the move feel incredible. With Sonic 1 and 2 having roll lock also added to the drop dash, it makes it very bad to use. I can probably count the amount of times I used the drop dash on these two games on one hand. It's that bad. At least Sonic CD and Sonic 3 don't have roll lock, so the drop dash works amazing in those games. And speaking of CD, the drop dash makes the time travel broken. Now you only need a small space, then you do a couple drop dashes and that's it. You can now time travel almost anywhere you want, which at first can seem like a bad thing, but in my opinion it improves the game so much. CD is a game based around exploration and seeing all the versions of each zone. In the original, this was really hard to do, so much so that there are parts of the level only decide to time travel, making it such a pain that you only want to do when you're going for 100%. With the drop dash, this annoying aspect of the game is gone! Now you can finally explore! This change made the game super fun for me, and I'm so glad it did. And going from a good CD change to a bad one, this menu. In the original Whitehead version, there was a new menu where you could change options like the soundtrack and the spin dash, and while some options like the two mentioned before are still in the game, some like the volume and filters have been removed. The extras in the other hand are still here in all their glory. And just like the Whitehead version, they also have really stupid criteria to unlock, which is why I didn't do it for this review, so don't ask me. The problem is that Origin has the same layout as the Sega CD original, which has all the options on the title screen. And not only that, but every time you select an option, you get loaded into the menu of the 2011 remake. Well, more proof that they just took the games that did the bare minimum to fit in Origins. And speaking of not fitting, what about the levels like in Sonic 1 and 2 that had cool extra options? Well, those are still here, but you need to input a secret code in the title screen, just like the original Genesis titles. Oh, and don't worry about Sonic 3, you get plenty of time to do it, unlike the original, which only gave you like 2 frames to input it. But Sonic 2 doesn't have a secret code, you might say, but they actually added a new code to this game in particular. Some people might recall that I really wanted this option to be more accessible instead of being once again hidden behind a code, only some will know. And I'm here to say that yes, I am disappointed. Man. But what about the big boy of the collection, the game everyone was so excited to see, Sonic 3. Well, prepare yourself, because this is going to get intense. Unlike the other games, Sonic 3 never got a mobile port. There was this proof of concept which shows how much Whitehead and Cells wanted to make this game, but couldn't because of reasons we still don't know. Most people, including myself, think it's because of the music, which if you want to know about that whole situation, I recommend watching some other videos on the topic because I don't want to talk about that too much, making this video even longer than it is. A long story short, and because I want to get this topic out of the way, Michael Jackson maybe not did some of the music of Sonic 3, and Sonic & Knuckles collection for PC, some songs got changed. But then we found that an old prototype of the game also had the same songs from the PC port, making them the original tracks. And for Sonic Origins, these are the songs that got used, which annoyed a lot of people. There's nothing Sega could do. They got the lyrics back for Sonic CD and they even got a Smash remix in the museum, so the argument of Sega's too lazy to get the music doesn't vibe with me. And also what doesn't vibe with me is the new songs, because god damn it, Jun Senoue, I love you, but you are so bad with Genesis instruments. What happened here? The prototype songs sound good enough. Why do you base the instruments on the PC version? The songs are not horrible or whatever. I can take some mediocre songs if it means Sonic 3 gets re-released, but I won't lie and say that Jun Senoue knocked it out of the park or whatever. Copyright BS aside, we can talk about the game. It's Sonic 3 alright. This game on the Genesis was already one of the best games ever made, and a big contender for my favorite game of all time. So no matter the small issues I have with this version, I will still hold it up as a masterpiece. And I would even say that this version improves the game in multiple ways, which include but are not limited to: the game is in beautiful widescreen, the already mentioned drop dash is fantastic, some cutscenes got faster making the experience way cleaner, Blue Spheres feels amazing, and the ring counter goes down instead of up, thank you. Multiplayer now looks just as good as the rest of the game, but still keeps the broken physics that make that mode unique. I like that. Tails can now be controlled just like the other ports by pressing up in the air, and if you have an elemental shield, you won't activate it, thank god. Activating Supersonic is now its own button, so you can still use elemental shields, tail flying, and knuckles climbing without transforming, which is also added in Sonic 1 and 2. Supersonic now has a complete sprite sheet, so no more yellow Sonic, except for this one sprite. You fight Big Arms at the end of Launch Bay with Sonic and Tails, which was removed in 3K for some reason. Eggman has an unused animation where he goes to the direct after Big Arms. There is a new transition between Launch Base and Mushroom Hill based on the Sonic and Knuckles title screen. They fixed the Egg Roll sprite in Flying Battery, they restored Knuckles intro, they gave Tails a new intro, you can finally defeat this stupid mini-boss that takes a million years to end, and you can save cutscenes. But probably my favorite things are the tiny details that no one but me cares, like this rock Knuckles throws at you actually falling with you, Knuckles punching the Egg Mobile now has the wild flashes like the boss fights, Eggman bouncing on the platform after defeating Big Arms, which is why the platform fails, Knuckles now has a ready to fight animation in the intro, Tails jumps from off screen instead of flying from above, which makes more sense. At the start of Flying Battery, you also jump from off screen, which makes the illusion that you are boarding the ship. After defeating the boss from Flying Battery, Eggman still gives the fire tube from the boss fight, and the coolest changes in my opinion is that with debug mode activated, you can play any level with any character, meaning that you can play Doomsday Zone with Tails and Knuckles, and you can fight the Knuckles Sky Sanctuary boss with Sonic and Tails. And if you do the last thing, instead of Egg-Roll catching you, it's actually Eggman. And when Mecha Sonic hits Eggman, he has a Sonic 3 modified animation from Mania, and Sonic does a drop dash after that. Oh my god, I love you headcanon so much! Some of these changes are super small and things only Sonic 3 lunatics like me will notice, but every single one of these changes matters to me, because not only they improve the game, but it also shows the huge love Stealth and his team have for not only Sonic 3, but Sonic as a whole. And if there's anything that I want people to understand is that if you have problems with the game, it's not their fault. And even if it is, I know everyone at headcanon didn't mean to give you an unfinished product. They love this game as much or even more as we do. It's sad to see Sega mishandle such talented people with strict deadlines and adding issues that weren't there before. Sadly, I have to be honest and point out those issues. Thankfully, I didn't encounter as many glitches as other people did, so you will not see me complain about cum water or things like that. But I do have two big issues with the game. The first being the new physics. This version of Sonic 3 was created using the RSDK version 5 engine, also known as the Retro engine. This is the same engine used to create the other mobile ports and Sonic Mania, which might seem like an improvement at first, but for some reason the speed of Sonic has been increased, making some things different from what they were in the originals. Some of the biggest examples I have is the tree of Angel Island launching just super fast. In Hydro City, you can go up the tubes, which was never possible in the original. And at the beginning of Marble Garden, you hit a wall instead of going straight to the secret lightning shield. The big example I have is that if you do a full spin dash after defeating the mini-boss in Hydro City, Sonic will launch so far that by the time the act transitions, Sonic will just then start falling, causing this. Hey! Sonic. What? These kind of scenarios happen all over the game. What also happens all over the game is the terrible crushing detection. Want to know what happened to me right after that really funny death? Well, this.
What happened? Oh no! No way! Oh my god!
I swear, you can touch the tiniest pixel and you will still die. It happened to me so many times. The craziest one being in Carnival Night Act 1, right after beating the boss. In the original, you can crouch to make the signpost fall faster, saving a few seconds. Nothing big, but it's a small speedrunner trick that's fun to pull off. While in this version,
down the sign comes faster. See that? What?
but those are my only issues. 2 big issues, but only 2 of them. I know a lot of people got some game-breaking slowdown or straight up crashing on the PC version, and I will say that even though I didn't have any issues, it's impossible to deny that this game came out in a very rough state. And I'm sure that it had to do with this bullshit. But at the same time, let's not turn a blind eye to the other Sonic games. The original games were also full of game-breaking glitches. The other mobile ports also had terrible crash detection and glitches all around, and this is going to hurt me more than you guys, Sonic Mania came in an even worse state than Origins. Music didn't play sometimes, the new bullshit yet again, terrible crash collisions, and even more glitches than you could even imagine. But why is Origins the one being attacked for this? This is not me saying that glitches are fine, I agree with you guys, it's embarrassing to still see games come out in this state, and the argument that they had a lot of time to fix is a valid one. What gets on my nerves is people denying the facts, especially with Sonic 1 and 2, those games are almost intact to their mobile counterparts. Any glitch you find there, I'm almost certain that happens in the other version. Except Tails AI is broken in Sonic 2, that's an Origins exclusive bug.
Tails! Tails, are you okay, buddy? Okay, what is wrong with Tails?
I'm trying my hardest, Sega! But that's the main selling point of this collection, the games. But if you know me, you know that I don't think the selling point of a collection are the games alone. Just a quick look at other Sonic collections like Jam and Mega Collection will probably show that what matters in the end are the amazing extras. So let's see what Origins got. Apart from the widescreen version being called Anniversary Mode, which itself is a reference to Sonic Genesis in the Game Boy Advance, I personally wouldn't reference the worst Sonic re-release, but neat reference I guess. We also have Classic Mode, which is the original Genesis and Sega CD titles. Gotcha! For some stupid reason, these are just the white spots but in 4x3 and no drop dash. All the little changes, for better or for worse, are here, which at first may look like it's not a problem, and I agree to an extent, but this mode is called Classic Mode, and it was advertised as the original games, so I expected the original games. It's not like it's super hard to emulate or anything like that. I mean, I kinda get it for Sonic CD, then you can make a lame excuse of, oh, the Sega CD is hard to emulate. But even then, there is always the PC port, so I don't see the reason for this. But Sonic 1, 2 and 3 are especially baffling for me because they have already shown that they can emulate the originals. The biggest slap in the face is that if you do that cool easter egg of fighting Knuckles Mecha Sonic with Sonic, he still does a drop dash! I mean, that's not enough proof that these are literally 3 remasters on 4x3, I don't know what to tell you. This, in my opinion, is the biggest problem that I have with the game, and I honestly feel insulted, especially since they delisted the originals. What is wrong with you, Sega? Apart from that, every game also has a boss rush, where you have 3 lives to beat every boss, and some of these bosses without rings are actually pretty hard, making the mode really fun for me. But for some reason, a couple of bosses do have rings. Still a fun mode either way. Another fun mode is Mirror Mode, which is unlocked after beating the games. In this mode, everything is flipped, so you go from right to left. This mode actually hurts my brain, but in a good way. I played these games so much and it probably shows, so to have a mod that slightly changes the game may not seem special to a casual, but for me, it feels super fresh. Another good mode. And let's keep that possibility rolling. Story mode combines all the games together. Being honest, it's not that special, it's the same as just playing all the games one after another with 0 differences, but I still like it. It's just a fun and convenient way to marathon all the games. which is exactly what I did and what I will do many times in the future. But we know the biggest new mode here is mission mode, and I like it. Going in, I thought I was going to have a stronger feeling, either hating it or loving it, but I just like it a lot. There was no mission where I thought it was bad, but some were a little on the easy side for me, making them a little forgettable. That's not to say there are no amazing missions or harder missions that make you want to scream in a good way, because they are. Some of these missions take advantage of weird mechanics that you normally don't use much. Some make bosses harder, some make use of the abilities of Tails and Knuckles, and some force you to be basically perfect. Especially all the extreme missions, which were by far my favorite missions, which are sadly DLC. The museum! This museum is divided in 3 parts, and in every section you get access to a premium collection where you can spend coins to look at more obscure and special items. Starting with the movies, here is where you can look at the game's cutscenes, even including all the many adventures episodes, which are still a joy to watch. The premium collection here has some fantastic animatics from all the movies and some of the Sonic Symphony, what they cover the classic games. Then we have the sound section, where you can listen to the game's soundtrack. And in the premium collection we can hear some remixes like the Generation version, the Forces Metal Sonic theme, Boost House from Team Sonic Racing, and an Angel Island remix from Smash. It even includes Sonic Generation 3D songs, including Big Arms, which has no right being this good. Then we got the illustrations, and ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, this is the best Sonic museum ever made! The amount of obscure content, unused content, and concept art is insane! You have your basic stuff like character profiles, basic illustration, box art, and manuals, but even those are improved. You get the box art and manuals of every region, and you get the concept art of those basic illustrations. You also get cool seasonal art style guide images like Eggman saying YOLO, and oh boy, some Amy fans are screaming right now. You even get comic covers. Of course there are no Archie stuff because but the IDW covers are peak, so I'm not complaining. And for the premium collection, oh boy, these images have a long history. Some people will know that these images became a regular in Sonic collections ever since Sonic Jam, and that these images come from Sonic the Screensaver. Sonic fans will know that these images actually come from the magazine Harmony that was exclusive to Sega employees. But true maniacs, absolute Sonic psychopaths, that's me, will know that not all the images are from Harmony, and some were used in various calendars. For more info, I recommend watching my Christmas in Sonic video. Well, in Sonic Origins, they are actually labeled as coming from Harmony, and the visuals that originated from the calendars are also labeled as such. That's just the top. There are also a bunch of concept art that we have never seen before, and it even includes the Sonic family from the manga, and there's even the old Sonic music CDs. You know, the old Sonic music CD that contains bangers like They Call Me Sonic?
They call me Sonic, cause I am faster than sound, I keep on jumping around. Blue Hedgehog Sonic, with incredible speed, I'm moving my feet.
It puts other collections to shame. It may not have that sexy page flip sound effect, or it may not have the commercials from Jump, but what is here is incredible. And you think this museum is bad or that it doesn't have enough? You're absolutely crazy! Or just look at them for 3 seconds before making a video or a tweet. I mean it has some songs from Knuckles Chaotix, and the soundtrack is godlike. As DLC... Fine! Let's talk about the price and the DLC. The biggest knock against this game is the pricing and the DLC. This game is currently being sold for $40 Standard Edition and $45 Digital Deluxe Edition, but you can also buy 2 DLC packs if you have the Standard Edition. The Fan Pack comes with every benefit of Digital Deluxe, but without the extra music, and the Music Pack just comes with the extra music from Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic Spinfall. And I ain't gonna lie, the DLC is bullshit. The extra missions are amazing, but everything else is either oh that's cool or who cares. If they just added all those bonuses to the base game, no one would complain. It only makes this game look bad, but even the $40 is a pretty high price for collection. But it's also not insane like some people say. I mean, the other Sonic collections also cost about the same.
Adjusting for inflation?
they should be basic knowledge, but $20 from a couple years ago is not the same as $20 now. So no, this is not a groundbreaking price. Mario 3D All-Stars was $60 for a limited time, and while people were rightfully complaining, it also did this. Little economy lesson: the price of anything is influenced by many things, but one of the main aspects is how much are people willing to pay. So if you don't feel like spending $40 on a collection, don't feel forced to do it. Wait for a price drop. If you buy it then, it tells Sega that you are willing to pay that price. And hey, as much as I love this collection, I don't think it deserves the $40. Then why did you buy it, you might ask? And that's the trick. I didn't. Don't tell Steam, but the economy is up right now and they didn't update the price to reflect that, which means I got the game for $25. Get scammed, idiot! Woohoo! So what do I think of this game? Despite all the issues I have with the game, I still love this collection. These are still the best official ways to play the classic games, and just at the end, the mods in the Steam version are already crazy. Told you guys. So if you are interested in the game but don't want to pay the big bucks, I would say wait for a discount and get it on Steam. Sonic games go on sale like every other week for just a couple dollars, and with some time Origins will also have that. I mean, Sega decided to sell this game in the middle of the summer Steam sale, and Sonic Mania, which was already just $20 at launch, is now $5. Yeah, I don't blame people for complaining that much. And by that time, hopefully the game breaking glitches should be gone. And if you are worried about the PC version being unstable, there are already some pretty good works around that you can easily do. Or maybe get it on the Switch for that portability aspect. I even heard that's the most stable version, so not a bad recommendation. If you're angry at the game, then don't blame the people that made it. A lot of people from the community worked on this game and a lot more worked on the marketing. The people to blame are the higher ups at Sega. They ruined the game by putting strict deadlines and by not listening to the developers. Even with all those issues, Sonic Origins does things that no other Sonic Collection does, and that is what makes it unique. At the core of this game, there is still love. It honestly breaks my heart to see this huge amount of hate being thrown at the game. It has its issues for sure, but people need to look at the good things. The amazing museum, the fun challenges, all the little changes in Sonic 3, the cutscenes. So no, this game is not a lazy cash grab. This game is a perfect celebration that was ruined by Sega. But hey, that's what I think. What do you guys think about this topic? Are you picking up Origins? Are you waiting for a price drop? And if you already have Origins, what do you think about it? Hopefully this video can make people look at the good side of games like this. But knowing how the internet goes, negativity rules over the web. At least you guys are cool enough to not be like that, right? But hey, that's all from me, and I'll see you on the next drive. What do you mean Sonic doesn't talk in Sonic City? Garbage!